Alright, I have returned. Guys, welcome back. I am back. And Mr. McRelish, thank you for the host, man. I greatly appreciate it. Let me go ahead and give out a quick little shout out before I start this. Mr. McRelish. Hope everybody from the Condiment Raid or the Condiment Clan is doing well. But anyway, let me go ahead and turn down the volume here on this. If people are coming in, or just the people that are staying in, as I've been saying a few different times now, I'm going to be going over a little bit of a thing that's going on. As far as we've changed a lot about the stream, I'm still ironing out all the kinks and issues, as it's more than readily apparent. But so I've been talking a lot about the transition that we've been making on CherryQuench 3.0, moving on from that, and part of it is that, but then the other part of it is going to be content. First things first, thank you guys. Thank you everybody that's coming here. Thank you for all the regular viewers, all the followers. The fact that we can get 19 people at one night just to watch South Park is freaking awesome. I thank you guys so much for that. And my apologies for the schedule being like incredibly inconsistent lately because of designing, going through issues, work being a bee, you know, it happens. But this is clearly to just sort of initiate a change. And what I'm mainly talking about, and I do have this written down, so bear with me, I am going to be somewhat reading a little bit. But whether you guys know it or not, I've been kind of doing like a 4-phase change here over the last few months that I've been back. Where, one, I got a new computers, televisions, monitor mounts, all new equipment, new software. We switched to OBS Studio. As well as then I got moved into an entirely new house. So this kind of started in June. Second part of this is that we've made a whole bunch of new designs. I've got my webcam up. I've got new graphics. I've got all this different stuff now. All the pretties, all the fun stuffs. It's all cool. But the third part of that, what I'm really going to focus on is what our content is. I've kept it pretty similar throughout. And then there's going to be another phase that I'll talk about on a later date. More something a bit more personal as far as just how I'm behaving and acting on stream and how that might change in the future. So, to go back a little bit, what we've been doing for the last while, I mean, when I started streaming, I kind of just looked for stuff to fill in, just to kind of wet my feet. So I was mainly Smite and TF2. Smite and TF2. TF2 and Smite. It was just kind of my back and forth for a long while. I started moving, I essentially was just looking for an excuse to gain a little bit of traction to then switch over to single player games. Then I started picking up with like God of War, Far Cry 4, Advanced Warfare, a few games that I was like, I can kind of throw away or make like YouTube content out of them. And we went on that pattern for a while until we hit Bloodborne. And that was like October of last year. And then moving onward, it's been essentially from there till this point now, we've kind of been on the same pattern where every other day we alternate between a single player game, two single player games. So like it was Bloodborne and The Last of Us, Bloodborne and Final Fantasy X there for a little bit, Final Fantasy X and The Last of Us, and you know, just kind of alternating games as they go in and out. It worked on a lot of games. We did get a lot of new people in. Games like Final Fantasy, Until Dawn, Bloodborne, they really did hit home. Undertale, brilliant. Before I left for Magfest, I had 2 days and I got 30 followers. It was crazy, crazy times, just fighting Sans. You have your drink game on. Oh, good Lord, GTX. But it's kind of started to dwindle, and I've noticed like as we go into games, I'm starting to run out of like, oh man, this is a game I absolutely need to play right meow. As far as something absolutely important. And I've noticed, I feel like it's something where we're noticing a bit of a decline lately, not necessarily in viewers and regulars popping in, but more so just like getting new people in. And I think a lot of that is due to mainly two things. One, I play a crap load of variety games. So like I started doing the math. If we were to constantly play, if I did a full month, no nonstop streaming, we're looking at 2 games as far as single player. Then Tuesday and Wednesday we're playing 2 different multiplayer games. Friday and Saturday playing 2 different games. So that's 6 a week. 4 of them consistently changing. So then 4 times 4, you're looking at about another 16 games. We're looking at like 18 games that I was playing in a given month. That variety I think was too much. I like being a variety channel. That's part of my thing. Variety is a spice of life that I like to consume. Um, but it's definitely becoming a little bit of a problem because we're hitting games and like, say we get a good outcome out of it. Like, let's just say for Undertale, for instance, we played 2 rounds of it and then we went, okay, bye, see ya. Not gonna play this game again, or at least not play it for another couple years. And that kind of sucks for the people that like that are viewing the channel and they're like having a good time and it's like, yeah, dude, this guy plays Undertale and I have a blast with that because it's a game I like and it's a guy that's like that's doing well, that's playing Undertale. And then whenever I ditch that, I kind of feel like there's a little bit of a betrayal there. So I'm going to try and limit the variety as much. It's not going to disappear, but I'm going to kind of regulate it a little bit more. Second thing that's happening is because I play so much variety, I suck at video games. I mean, straight up. I mean, single player games are fine, like South Park Stick of Truth right now. I can get back into the feel of things, or Dead Rising. You can obviously tell I've gotten a lot better over time. But I suck at a lot of the multiplayer games we play, like a lot of PvP stuff. I'll go in, I'm rusty as sin on Last of Us, Uncharted 4, Gears of War 4, all these different games that we play, and that's becoming a problem as well, because, I mean, really, at the end of the day, while I can be entertaining, and I love the motto of, if you're not going to be good at a game, at least be damn entertaining, that's still going to be a problem. On a side note, Cherry, it's not something to worry about now. The sound sounds slightly off from the video. Oh, 50 milliseconds? Okay, I can deal with that later. That's not a big deal. I'll fix that in post. At least for now it works. Right now it's the capture card delay that's getting that. Um, but like I want to make it a little bit more regular what games we play as far as like multiplayer and things like that. And also a kind of 2.5 as far as like another point to make too. I really suck at PvP games in general. So like I'm alright at Uncharted, I'm alright at Last of Us. I've had my high points with them, but if I'm not playing them constantly and consistently, that rust is strong. So my Final Fantasy run, right? Kind of, it's exactly that. So essentially what I'm suggesting, and this is where it's open to interpretation, but I'm kind of proposing a bit more of a new schedule. I was going to have a calendar up, so rip. Actually, let me see if I can get it up. I can probably pull that up real quick. Bada boop, bada boop. And I noticed my schedule, I have it in my OneDrive, and OneDrive does not like to show up with Twitch. Twitch does not like Microsoft that much. That's a little bit harsh. Let me go ahead and put this on here. So, as far as that goes, this is kind of the schedule that I've been rolling with right now. What I'm planning on doing, actually, this doesn't make a difference. Let's just go and switch back over. Um, the difference that we're going for right now is like, so Sundays and Thursdays are going to be my single player games. That's essentially what I'm doing now. That's just our normal bread and butter, what we're playing here. I'm going to limit it to one game though. Um, but that's something that's going to stay the same. Instead of having a lot of single player games at once, just focus on one. So it'd be like South Park Stick of Truth now. Whenever we wrap up Dead Rising, then that's going to be the end of that. And then we'll move on to a new poll at the end of Stick of Truth and go from there. Also, what's going to be staying the same is Friday nights, Jackbox party games. Or just like having fun time, like fun, ridiculous games like that where I can interact with you guys. We can hang out, kind of goof off, play song requests, and just have that fun time. Cards Against Humanity, Quiplash, all those games, and then just follow that up with going into a movie night later at night. I think that's super fun. I love that. Friday nights are a good night to do it because everybody's off and everybody's just doing whatever. As well as I think that's a good opportunity to maybe play a couple nights of Rock Band here and there for GTX. Let's see. Then Monday and Wednesdays are where things are really going to change for me. Monday nights as well as Wednesday nights, I'm going to be doing one thing that I really do like, and back in the days of when I was really starting this channel, I wanted to do YouTube content for a lot of co-op videos. So looking at like Team Fortress 2, Uncharted, Gears of War, the list goes on. I would like to take a little bit more serious approach to PvE stuff like that. Just because I think it opens a lot more doors for stuff I can make for YouTube. So if people can't visit my stream every day, have that going for me. As well as then have something that I know I'm good at, and I can do some interesting stuff with co-op. I do love co-op, and I don't give it much of a chance. Like really, the only game we play right now where I give it a shot is Garden Warfare, and I love it on Garden Warfare. I need to do more of that, in my opinion. So like having 2 regular days there for that. And then lastly, with Tuesdays and Wednesdays, I'm going to be doing my morning streaming on those days. So like Tuesday morning, somewhere around like noon, given that's not morning, I know. I want to do a Rock Band stream, just because Rock Band is one of those games that is incredibly fun to play, and I have a great time watching a few different streamers play Rock Band myself. I love Rock Band. I want to get back into it. I really do. As well as it'll give me a nice jolt and wake up in the morning. And then Wednesdays mornings are kind of going to be a jambalaya of doing like either co-op, Rock Band, or something like that. And then Tuesdays and Saturday evenings, I'm going to be focusing a bit more on Smite. And I know I'm going through a lot of descriptions here. I'm going to make a Google Calendar sheet with all of this. Don't worry. That's going to be perfectly fine. But we have a lot of people in the stream that like Smite. I'm addicted to Smite like crazy, and I think it's kind of stupid that right now I play these games like I'm playing now, and then I go off, turn off the broadcasting, and then I decide to play some Smite matches afterwards. Like, why not just stream that? Why not try and make something a little bit more of that? Especially when we do have a bit of a community around it. But yeah, that's it. Essentially, I'm just looking to change our scheduling a little bit, mixing it up as far as what we do, but kind of cutting down on the variety. I think we can get a little bit more of a community and traction from, or like not just, I want to keep developing our community, but I think I need to do it around the right ways. So if I can stay consistent with some co-op games and with some, with Smite and a few things like that, I think that's going to definitely help us out. Um, I would like to know what you guys think of this. I'm going to post the schedule and not just a shitty skit that, or a crappy little sketch that I did that I posted on Discord last night, but I'm going to get a Google Calendar sheet made up of this. Let me know what you guys think of it. I've thought about it for quite a while over the last few days. That's why I took my day off yesterday to really iron out. And I'm pretty happy with the layout as it stands, but let me know if you want to send me a message, go on Discord, tweet at me. This is going to be on YouTube, so anybody on YouTube, hi. Leave a comment there. But yeah, that's something I wanted to bring up, and I do want to do more of these, like sort of just webcam talking to you guys, back and forth, or just maybe it's a one-sided conversation. But either way, I want to do these more in the future. Um, but yeah, let me know what you guys think of it, and thank you for listening in. I do appreciate it. I will get right back to Stick of Truth. Give me 2 seconds. I will be right back. I just need a drink of water because my throat is very dry. And you know, when you gotta get quenched, you gotta get quenched. BRB.